Welcome back to J Strategies, where we talk about the latest and greatest crypto news and much, much more. So, we made it to Monday, guys. Let's go ahead and just get with it and dive on in. Let's go. Alright. We got our overall crypto market as usual. Let's go ahead and swing by the chat right here so you guys can see us rocking. Alright, pulling links and dropping, rocking and dropping. Alright, we're going to talk about the crypto, what's happening in the markets, what is going on across the markets, okay, and much, much more. You see right now, push it inside Telegram groups. Alright, you can find out about that. I'll be shouting out so you guys know where to go to get the info. Alright, we got blockchains launching, we got DEX coming, we got CEX coming, so there's a bunch of different projects coming out. So you guys have it firsthand right here, rocking and popping all along the way in the crypto industry. Alright, so we got through and we are dropping to all of our peeps out there, our channels and everybody, so they can get with it. Alright. Okay, there we go. Alright, so I'm using CoinMarketCap, CMC. Everybody knows about CMC and CG. When? Alright, CoinMarketCap. Today's overall cryptocurrency market cap is $1,050,000,000,000. 24-hour volume is at 30.6 billion. Bitcoin dominance 47.7%, ETH dominance 19.9%. That's interesting. It fell below that 2-0. But gonna have to take a look at these dominance charts. Ethereum gas right now 17 GUI, so not too bad on the gas prices. Pushing, okay. Obviously, you got your top, your trending, your recently added, and stuff like that. So we were going through looking at the coins because of the market sentiment. Alright, so you have Bitcoin. Bitcoin, number one Bitcoin in the house. You got Bitcoin coming in at $25,857. Past 24 hours, 1% to the downside. $501 billion market cap, 12.3 billion in volume today. Ethereum coming in at $1,736. 24 hours to the downside, 1.8%, $208 billion market cap, 6.2 billion in volume today. USDT, let's look at it. 83.3 billion, so we saw that inching. $21.6 billion in volume today on USDT, so some really heavy volume. Alright, and then we're also looking at that overall market cap as it's inching, seeing what is going to be on the sidelines, and we're going to talk about that. BNB, alright, so don't be hurting. BNB still in there rocking, sitting there at that number 4 spot. BNB coming at $229.31, 24 hour to the downside, 3.6% to the downside. Alright, and throughout the week, on that weekly, it's 16.9%. BNB has a $35.7 billion market cap, 1 billion in volume today. Alright. USDC coin, second coin sitting on here with a $28.2 billion market cap and 3.5 billion in volume. So we've been watching the volume inch up as they've been utilizing more of the stable coins. Just diversify your stable coins. You already know what it is. Alright, XRP at 52 cents today, to the upside 0.2%, and past week up 3.7%. So actually this is like, you only see the XRP sitting right there to the green, and that's because there's been some bullish news coming out for XRP with their lawsuits and information and stuff like that, and the utilization of their blockchain. XRP has $27.3 billion market cap, $1.1 billion in volume. Okay. Number 7 spot, Cardano, coming in at 27 cents, 24 hours to the downside, 0.5%, $9.6 billion market cap, $444 million in volume. Number 8, rocking here, Dogecoin, sitting at your 6 cent level today, 24 hours, 1.3% to the downside, $8.5 billion market cap, $218 million in volume. You got Tron sitting at number 9 at 7 cents. 24-hour to the upside, 0.7%. Okay, $6.3 billion market cap, $159 million in volume. Okay, sitting at number 10 from your top 10, Solana at $15.01. Past 24 hours to the downside, 6.2%. Okay, 25% on the weekly. Cardano was actually 21% on the weekly, and Doge is 7. Tron, so we're seeing some of those heavier numbers right there. So Solana had that 25% on the weekly towards the downside, 7-day average. All right, Solana at $5.9 billion market cap, so it's below that 6. $393 million in volume today. Okay, sitting, and we're gonna go past our 10 spot because hey, there's some coins that we need to be really watching out here in the market. Polygon Matic at 64 cents. Okay, past 24 hours to the downside, 1.3%. Okay, $5.9 billion market cap, $449 million in volume today. Litecoin is at $76.97. Past 24 hours to the downside, 1.8%. $5.6 billion market cap, $467 million in volume. So let's see that volume. Look, the volume on Litecoin is actually higher than Dogecoin, and it's on the same script algorithm that's being mined. So there's actually some volume kicking in from these coins, all right? And there's a lot of stuff that happened to do with the news and the delisting of some coins on Robinhood. So that could be effect of different volume moving into different spots and locations, and then moving and shuffling around of these coins on these market caps, all right? Polkadot sitting there at number 13 spot at $4.53, past 24 hours to the downside, 0.2, $5.4 billion market cap, and just 119 million in volume there on Polkadot. Then our next stablecoin, DAI, okay, has a $4.7 billion market cap and 129 million in volume. Then we have BUSD, okay? It's at 4.6 billion, all right? $2.3 billion in volume today for BUSD. So with all this stuff happening with Binance and the different exchanges, and how the SEC is coming for Coinbase and Binance, so definitely stuff that you need to be paying attention to. Avalanche, okay, sitting at $11.52. Past 24 hours, 2% to the downside, $3.9 billion market cap, $129 million in volume. Shiba Inu, okay, at 0 point and then 0 and then 0.6647, okay. Past 24 hours, 1.9% to the downside, $3.9 billion market cap, 101 million in volume. All right. I actually want to see something as far as meme coins, because those meme coins inched up. Let's go ahead and see what the volume is. Okay, so yeah, Pepe and all the Pepe bulls out there. Look at that, $110 million in volume. Okay, on Pepe, and let's look at the volume over here on Shiba Inu. All right. So yeah, Pepe is actually pulling in more volume and moving its way up. So that's just something we're going to pay attention to. We'll look at as it makes its way up the chain there, as some of those bullish meme coins. And it's crazy though. The meme's been out there, and just by chance you gotta get with it. You got with it. All right. Yeah, don't forget to swing by Twitter. Okay, we've been dropping some information. We got some new videos that we put out, just reviewing some projects and some blockchain information and stuff launching. There's all kinds of different stuff happening over there. So you swing by there. You can look at your charts, your targets, information, different projects, and much, much more. Okay, so swing by, give it a look. And then we got YouTube. Don't forget to smash that like button, hit that follow, and we're gonna keep on rocking along here. All right. Okay. So you want to see the charts, right? All right. So let me just turn some of these things off. I'm using an indicator called Traders Reality. Okay, and I am using RSI too, because I like to look at the RSI. Okay. Bitcoin. I'm on the 1 hour chart, and this indicator, you can get this indicator by going to indicators, typing in Traders Reality, and I'm utilizing it as an indicator. It's been coded actually excellent to the different sessions of the trading sessions, and you know, we explain that to you guys as much as we can. Okay, you can see the boxes. Those are the different trading sessions on the stock markets, because you know the busiest times of the day are at the beginning and end of the days on those trading sessions, depending on the day and what the news and sentiment is. You got your moving averages, your daily opens, your psychological highs and lows, and the more that you follow along, the more that you'll get to know the hybrid system, and you'll be able to trade on that volatility and watch for long term. So we're Bitcoin. We're looking at the 1 hour chart here, all right, and we're right below the 50 EMA. The 50 EMA is 25,900, right into that area, okay? So we want to see if we're going to be bullish, because the S&P, all right, for the day closed out bullish, as you can see. So let's see if this is actually going to pull some bullish sentiment into the actual crypto markets now. So that's something that we want to pay attention to. And we're just looking at the volume, and we're looking at the indicators to see what's happening. All right. So as you can see, the 50 has been acting as a resistance level. So each time we came back up over it, we actually came back below that level. Okay. And you know, after everything that's happening, people are calling for those 20K targets. All right. We talked about this 25K target, and we were waiting for it. And you know, we got to this point. Okay. So we definitely need to see what's going to be happening out there inside those sessions during the stock markets, and also, you know, with major assets and, you know, your different trading and stuff like that. So you want to be able to utilize, okay? All right, so as you see that, the 200 EMA is right here. So if we start closing above that 50 EMA, 26,250 is a target, which is the 200 EMA on the 1 hour. So if we close these 1 hours above the 50, okay, that's what we're looking at. Let me go down to a little bit lower time frame on the half hour, and I'm looking at these sessions, okay? So you see at 26 even, and then you see the psychological high in the daily open. So the psychological high, 25,930, and that's what we're coming for. So if we can close a half hour above that, we'll be coming for that 200 moving average, and that will have us away from the 50. So we're watching things turn up here, and then you can see the RSI starting to turn up from mid-range, okay? And this is right after the stock market closed. So this is something that we were paying attention to in the short term to see, hey, is this going to have an impact on Bitcoin in the house, all right? So that's on the immediate short term. Okay, so we went down into shorter terms. Let's go ahead and see what is happening into this week, all right? So we're starting this day on a Monday on our sessions, all right? So on the 4 hour chart, the 800 is acting as heavy resistance right now. That's at that 25,930 level, okay? But as you can see, we are creating higher lows here on the 4 hour. So it is in a bit of an uptrend coming into here, and the 50 EMA moving average at that 26,250 area. So what we talked about, if we close above the 50 on those other charts, then we can run for those moving averages, okay? And they're going to be, remember, areas of resistance when you hit, or if you're taking advantage of those targets, okay? Bitcoin on the daily, all right? We've been watching it teeter and test with that 200 EMA, okay? The 25,250, okay? Now, a lot of people were calling that if we do end up coming down to this level and closing below this on the daily, you know, we're coming and looking at these targets, okay? Because if we break that, it's going to turn into a resistance point. And the next support area is at the 21.5K, heavy support right there for Bitcoin. So people don't want it to slip. The bulls are trying to take hold of that. The RSI is below its mid-range a bit, but we did see on the smaller time frame some movement, and that's because of what was happening in the stock markets, okay? And then as you can see, let's go ahead and take a look at gold, all right? So, you know, this is on the daily. People were buying back into gold, you know, being into safer assets, okay? And, you know, it is pulling below one of its moving averages on the daily, all right? So people are starting to, you know, flow some cash back into more riskier assets, all right? U.S. 10-year bonds, all right, have been moving towards the upside, so it's causing people to actually pull out and then get into those bonds in the U.S. dollar because you're getting a higher interest yield rate on that, all right? Now, something that you need to see is the dominance level. Bitcoin dominance. People are taking advantage of this dip, guys. There's volume, and the whales are buying right now, okay? There's a lot of cash on that sideline, like I showed you, okay? On that USDT, look at this, 83.3, all right? $21.6 billion in volume on USDT, one of the heaviest traded pairs against Bitcoin. So they're taking advantage of that. Let's look at the dominance on USDT. Also, so printing more stable coins and also taking advantage of the dip price in Bitcoin. Okay, so what does that tell you? This is something that we're paying attention to. All right, on these different dominances. So we see people running for that. Okay. All right. So for you ETH heads, I'm just going to look at the daily here, just to show you that we are at that 200 on the daily. So we don't want to see it close below $1,730 level, all right, because the next level of support that we can end up hitting is right, the 1,500 level, even below that level. Okay, so people are scared that it's going to come to that range if it falls. But we did have a strong day in the U.S. markets. All right, so that's something we'll pay attention to. But the RSI is turned down, okay, and it still has some, movement that it could move towards the downside and close those candles. So that's what I would pay attention to for Ethereum if you're going to be trading that or holding for long term. But remember, we buy as we're moving away from the 50s on the daily and from the 800s. And, these are opportunities that we take, and in my own, do your own research in my own advice like that. Binance, BNB, a lot of stuff happening. Look at the BNB, all right? So on the daily, we pulled all the way back to when we actually dumped and wicked out into the area. Let's see. Is this exactly wick? Yeah, 220, all right? So we're at 229 right now, and you can see that we, after all the different news and the lawsuit information coming out, okay, that this is what caused Binance, and this is what's causing people to pull out on the sidelines, all right? So, once you get the information and news in the market and they settle their stuff out, okay, you can see that return, because I'm looking at that 230 range, because that's heavy resistance right now that we're hitting at 230, all right? 260 would be a next upper target if we did hit some bullish range on BNB. Let's take a look at the little bit shorter term on the 1 hour. So let's see, did the bleed stop? Okay, so we had some bleed going on. Okay, we had a major pullback. You see, this is what I was talking about. Sydney session, Hong Kong opened and pulled us far below these moving averages, and then when Europe opened, we pulled back up towards that 50 on the 1 hour, but it's been trading on a downward sloping trend line. Okay, so what we're looking at is, can we come right back to hit that 220 range on Binance if there's a continuation to sell off? Now, if we are coming back up towards that 235 range is where we would go up to a bullish target and hit resistance, okay? And if we could close above that, that would give us those psychological high levels of 240, all right? Let's actually look at the immediate short term, all right, on the half hour. So it actually looks like the RSI might be crossing back over to come into the upside. All right, and you can see this is on the 30. Okay, so New York session trading, and then the 50 sitting right there, so we're below it, 230. Okay, so 230 is definitely a range to watch. All right, something that we want to pay attention to. Psychological low at that 235. So if we do hit that 230, okay, you could definitely see that we're going to hit resistance at 235, and we can see what's going to be happening in there. Let's even go down to shorter term, like what's happening right now at the second. All right, so on the 5, after fighting with and not being able to get back above its moving averages on this little short time frame, we want to see if it's going to start to cross back over, and then it would see longer. So like right now we're talking about it, and it's battling with itself, fighting to pull itself back up over those moving averages. But the RSI is turning up, which makes me think, okay, let me go to the next one. 15-minute RSI, is it turning up? Okay, same thing with the moving averages. You can see the downward trend in this channel. All right, so we actually need to break the upper part of the channel, which would be in the range of that 230 area. So we need to actually get to 230. All right, and if we can't, we hit resistance, then we're talking the 220. All right, so that's what we're paying attention to overall. All right, and this is Binance, and it's just even with all the stuff that's happening out there, take stuff as an opportunity. If you're in that niche to invest. XRP, all right, pulling back up to that 800 above it, and now we're closing candles above it. So actually, I see that as a bullish indication for XRP, and XRP's had some good news actually against the whole bad news backlash in the markets. All right, so that's something that we're going to pay attention to. That 52-cent level, so 50 even, okay, and then the 48-cent. All right, so 52, this is definitely an upper hand. But if we do see coming into any bullish, a bearish action happening in the days, we can end up closing below like that area. Okay, so that's something that we don't really want to see happening. The Dogecoin at your 6-cent range. All right, we did wick all the way down to 5 cent, so we're sitting at 6 cent. Resistance at that 62 cent, so we're right below that. That's why we're not really coming back above that. But we've been trading on this daily below the 50 EMA and just coming on a downward trend, and that was happening with all the marketing news, and then this, is definitely a daily sell-off on that, okay? And then the other one that we want to see is Matic. So on the daily, Matic pulled back down to its areas here that were as support in the last range, okay, at the 50-cent level, but we're at 64 cent right now, and we are starting to move back up, and the RSI is turning back from its oversold area. So I'm just looking at that as opportunities, but you also have to pay attention to what's happening in the overall market. All right, so you just definitely need to see what is happening with that. Okay, the DXY, all right, you can see the DXY did come back down a bit, and I'm thinking, okay, well, the DXY might come down a little bit more, and you'll see some strength in the S&Ps and, the top stocks, your top 500s, so you see movement from there happening. That's something that we want to pay attention to, all right? Bitcoin Daddy's in the house. You can see rocking. We'll go back real quick down to the 30-minute time frame. Yes, you can see. All right, so yep, since we had that bullish close, we did pull back above that 50 EMA, and we're hitting that just like we talked about. All right, so that's something that we're going to pay attention to. So look, yeah, all right, so yeah, we had that bullish close. We talked about it. Look at that W formation, pull to the upside at the daily open, psychological high. Are we going to close a candle above that and come back for that 26K level? That would be bullish for Bitcoin, and that was because of how the New York closed. Guys, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. Don't forget to like the video, share, comment. Okay, don't forget to swing on by Twitter and rock with us. All right, because that's where you're going to get all of your information. Okay, you guys been chilling and rocking with Jay Strategies, where we talk about the latest and greatest crypto news and much, much more. Until the next time, guys.